Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be filming another makeup tutorial. I've gotten requests to do more of them, so I'm going to just film one today. I also got requests to do a cheaper makeup tutorial because I know some of my makeup's kind of pricey. So most of the makeup in today's video is going to be drugstore or just makeup that you can buy online that's super cheap. So there's still going to be a couple items that I haven't found good substitutes for, so I'll still have to use my regularly priced items for that, but most of the makeup I have found a good substitute for, so it's mostly going to be pretty cheap. So I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, let's just get started. So first I'm just going to put my hair up because I literally hate doing my makeup if my hair is in my face. A lot of my makeup that I'm going to use today is actually going to be repeats from other tutorials just because some of my makeup in other tutorials is actually pretty cheap. So first we're going to use the Nivea Men's Shave Balm. Yeah, I think I've used this in every makeup tutorial I've done. So basically you just put some on your hand, and my face is already moisturized, so you just put some on your hand and rub it in until it gets kind of sticky. And if I'm looking over here, it's because that's where my mirror is. So next I'm going to do foundation, and I actually always use this foundation even when I'm not doing a cheaper makeup look just because it's literally my favorite. I'm just going to spread it on my face with my hands, and then I will go in and blend it out. So now that I have it all blended out with my fingers, I'm going to blend it out even more with a beauty blender. So this is actually like $15 cheaper than a beauty blender. I think I'll put all the products in the description, but I'm pretty sure this is from L'Oreal, and I think I got it for like $5 or $6, and beauty blenders are like $20, so it doesn't work as well as a beauty blender, but I mean, for $15 cheaper, it's not bad. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but it does a pretty decent job of blending everything out. So next I'm going to conceal, and I actually always use, you can tell like how much I use it because it's like worn down, but I always use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this is drugstore and I love it. I use shade Light, but I bought a different kind for this video to see if I would like it, just to kind of like switch it up and see. I haven't tried it yet. I like put it on my face to make sure it was the right color. That's why the tip looks like it's been used, but I haven't used it yet, so we'll see. Looks like it's kind of dark. So that could be my fault though, because I should have picked out the right color. But yeah, if I don't like this kind, the Maybelline Fit Me is super good. It reminds me of Tarte Shape Tape. And when I'm putting on my concealer, I like paint it down my nose so that just the top is not concealed, to kind of like contour it. And then I'll put some right here. Okay, so it looks kind of orangey compared to what I'm used to, but we'll see. I'm just going to use the same beauty blender thing that I was using earlier. So far the concealer seems really good. I mean, it doesn't look patchy or like it's too much or anything, so we'll have to see. Since I'm about to try setting it with setting powder, we'll have to see how it looks after that. So for the setting powder, I'm going to use Coty Airspun, which I also use on a daily basis. This is the only setting powder that I really like. So I always just like tap it out on another surface, and then I'll just dip my beauty blender in it. And typically I would use a different beauty blender for powder, but since I only bought one of these, we'll have to see. I'm just going to use the same one to see how it does with the powder. So it seems to be going on pretty well. I look crazy. I've gone to the store before while baking because I forget what I realized I needed. It was before a mukbang though, and I needed something to eat with. And I was baking and Sarah wanted to go at that time, and so I just literally went to the store with my face like this. It seems pretty decent so far. So next I'm going to set the rest of my face, and usually I would use one of the shimmery powders. I usually use the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. But today I'm going to go matte. So I'm going to try the L'Oreal True Match Super-Blendable Powder. It looks like that. And I'm using the shade... Is there a shade? I'm using the shade Warm. So to set it, I'm not going to use a Drugstore brush, but I'm going to use a Morphe brush just because Morphe is still pretty cheap. So I'm going to use the Morphe M105, and I'm literally just going to like dip it in there, tap it out. I used this once before and it seemed pretty decent, so I literally just put it on all the areas that the setting powder is not on. So then after I set my face with whatever powder I'm using, I'll start contouring or like doing the rest of my face, so like blush, highlight, contour. So I don't have anything to contour with, but I'm going to use some bronzer, and this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Looks like that. And let's see, I think there's just one shade. I think it's just bronzer. So I'm going to do the same thing where I don't use a drugstore brush, but I use a Morphe brush just because they are cheap. So, and I'll put all the brushes I use in the description. This one that I'm going to use to put bronzer on is the Morphe E3. So I'll pretty much, when I put bronzer on, I just like dip it in. Ooh, this smells good. Tap it out. So I think I have used this once. It's a little bit darker than I would usually go, so I'll have to try to fix that. But it's weird because it doesn't look that bad in the mirror. So I don't know if it's just on camera that it looks super dark, because in the mirror it looks normal. Unless the mirror's lying to me. And then I'll also usually go into my hairline too, just to add a little bit of color. And then in my neck. So I'm going to try to blend out the bronzer that I just put on with the brush I used to set my face with, just to see if I can make it look a little bit less harsh. Less harsh. So now that I've tried to like blend out my contour a little bit, I'm going to try to clean it up even more. And I usually would use a setting powder, but I'm going to try to use a contouring palette. So this is a powder palette. It's by Wet n Wild. It's the MegaGlo contouring palette, and it looks like it's just Dulce de Leche is the color that I'm using. So I'm just going to take the lighter one, which I've used before, as you can tell, and I like it. And I'm going to just like cut my contour with it. Then next I'm going to actually clean up my under eye so I can start doing my blush and my highlight. And after clearing out the powder from under my eyes, I still like the way the what was that, LA Girl concealer works, but I do like Maybelline better just because I feel like Maybelline provides more coverage. This one provided decent coverage, but it kind of almost got like wiped away. And like when I first put it on, it looked like it was providing a lot of coverage, but now I feel like you can still kind of see like my under eye circles and stuff. So yeah, I still like the Maybelline Fit Me better, but if you don't want to pay, I think the Maybelline Fit Me might be a little bit more expensive. So the LA Girl is still a decent concealer by itself. So yeah. So I've actually been recently been doing my highlight before I do my blush, just because then I feel like my blush blends in my highlight instead of just like setting a huge thing of highlighter on top of my blush. So I'm going to do highlight first. So the highlight I picked out is the Wet n Wild highlighting powder, the MegaGlo palette. I got the Precious Petals one, and I've used this before and I actually like it. So it's kind of like a rose gold color almost, which I didn't think I was going to like, but I actually really do. So, And then I'm going to use the Morphe M501 brush to put it on. And then since my powder was so matte, I'm going to also put some highlighter on my forehead and quite a bit down my nose, which I always do because I feel like it kind of contours it without really having to contour it. And then also what I've been doing to kind of contour too is I'll take the same Wet n Wild palette that I just used to clean up my bronzer, and I will actually take that light shade again and the same Beauty Blender thing, and I'll just like place the color down the side of my nose, kind of like I was doing with the setting powder, but I'll place it like down the side of my nose. So I end up with something like that, and I'll kind of just let that sit there for a little bit. And when I take it away, it's like the sides of my nose have kind of been contoured even more, so my nose looks even smaller. Just because I'm not good at contouring besides that, so that's like the only thing I know how to do. So yeah. And then after I have all that applied, I'm actually going to brush off the powder I just put on with that same fluffy brush. So next I'm going to put on blush. So I'm going to use my favorite blush brush that's so beaten up, and it's Sonia Kashuk. I think you can get this at Target. It doesn't have an exact number on it, but I mean it's just a regular blush brush. So I'm going to use this to apply it, and then I'm going to use the Milani Berry Rays blush, which is super pretty on the inside. I don't know if that's focusing or not, but yeah, it's super pretty. So the way I apply blush so that it's not super crazy is I literally will get like some of my brush, put it on there, tap it off, and then I just like dab up my cheek to get all the color, because I find that even though people say like apples are your cheeks, if I put it all on the apple it starts to look crazy. So when I first apply it, I always like dab up first before I start like actually rubbing it in, because otherwise I end up looking like a clown. So that's what it looks like. It looks kind of crazy on camera, but it looks okay in the mirror, so I'm just gonna trust the mirror, I guess. And so now I'm just gonna brush off the sides of my nose. So then once my face is all done, I'm going to set it with some setting spray. So I use the Badescu facial spray with aloe and rosewater. So it's just like a misting spray. So as you can see, I like it a lot because I've used a lot of it. So next I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I tried looking for drugstore eyebrow products and I just did not like any of them, so I couldn't find anything to substitute them. So I'm just going to do them with my regular products that I've been using literally for like 5 years now. And I will link in my first Get Ready With Me, I showed you guys how I do my eyebrows, so I'll link that video and put the timestamp for when I start doing my eyebrows if you guys want to see that, because it just takes a long time to do on camera and explain it and like try to show it when I'm also doing it in the mirror. So yeah, I'm just going to do them off camera really fast, but if you want to see how I do them exactly the same as I did them in that video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so now that I have my eyebrows all done, I am going to start with my eyes. So once again, I don't have like a drugstore palette that I'm going to use on my eyes, but I do have a BH Cosmetics one that once again was pretty cheap for the amount of colors in here, and they have a really good selection online too. So if you don't want to buy like a full palette, you could always buy something smaller and get like less colors. But I'm just going to be using this palette right here. It is the Ultimate Neutral Shadow Palette. So yeah, I'm going to be doing something super simple, nothing crazy, so you could probably use almost like any palette and achieve the look that I'm going for. So first I'm actually going to prime my eyelids, and I'm using this e.l.f. primer. It doesn't have a name on it, it just has the name of the brand. So I'm just going to apply this on my lids. I've used this though, and it actually works pretty well, and my eyeshadow doesn't crease or anything. So it's pretty good for, I think it was only like a couple dollars. And I literally always just apply it with my finger. So for the first thing I'm going to do for my eyelids is I'm going to just take like a light gold color. So I'll probably take this color right here. And I'm literally just going to put it on my finger and just put it all over my lid. So that's what it looks like. So then once I have it all on my eyelids, I'm going to take a BH Cosmetics V6 brush. And it just looks like that. It's just like a super simple, I don't know if it's focusing. It just looks like that. It's a super simple blending brush. And I'm just going to take a really light brown. So let's see. Take this color right in here. And I'm just going to take a really small amount and tap it off. And then just like blend it into my crease right here. So now that it's blended out on both of my eyelids, I am going to take another light shimmery color, so maybe like that one. And I'm going to put it on my brow bone where I put my concealer when I did my eyebrows. And once again, I'm just going to use my finger and like blend it out. I'm going to take that same color that I just used and I'm going to use my finger again, and I'm actually going to put it on my bottom lash line. I use my finger a lot for eyeshadow. I don't know why people use brushes when, like, I feel like it's easier to control your finger. The only time that I really get it is if you need to like blend something out, but other than that I literally just use my finger. And then I'm also going to take it and put it on the inside corner of my eye right here. So then after that I'm pretty much done with my eyeshadow, but I do use eyeshadow for eyeliner sometimes, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use, this isn't a, it's not like a super cheap brush, it's super old. I've been using it for a long time to do my eyeliner, if it focuses. It just looks like that. So basically like any pointy brush will work. I've just been using this forever, so it's Kat Von D. But the way I do my eyeliner when I use eyeshadow is I'll just take the darkest color in the palette. So it looks like there's like a pretty dark, almost kind of black right there. And I'll just dip it in like that. And I have to get up pretty close to a mirror in order to see, so let me just drag this over here. And I will literally just like, I'm gonna try to show you guys. Close my eye. And then, oh, this is gonna be hard. Let me try doing this eye maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna try doing this eye. So yeah, I'll just like kind of close my eye and just drag it along the top part of my lashes. I always do the inner corner too, because when I wear falsies it helps blend it in better. So that's how it should look at the end. Before you wing it out, it's literally just lined on the top. And then the way that I wing out my eyeliner is I take anything that has like a flat edge. As you can see, there's like a mark here from where I've done my eyeliner, and I will just take it and place it, because taping, I always do my foundation first, so if I try to tape and then remove it, it always ends up kind of taking off some of my foundation, even if I get it like unsticky before. So I always just use something with like a flat edge, and I'll just line it up to where I want my eyeliner to go. And if you guys can see, I just brush it along. And then if you ever mess up to where it's not like super clean on the bottom, I will just take a small concealer brush. So this is the brush I use when I do my brows. And I'll just take some concealer on my hand and just carve out the bottom part of the liner to the way I want it. Because sometimes it just smudges and then it's like impossible to fix after that, so. Okay, so that's how it looks when it's all done. Just like super simple, really basic eyeliner. It took me like 5 minutes maybe. So now that's all done, I'm actually going to put on my fake lashes. And I'm not going to show on camera what I do just because in the same Get Ready With Me that I was talking about where I did my eyebrows, I also show my lashes and I do them the exact same way. I use the exact same kind. So I'll just show you guys now because I get a lot of questions about it. But I use the Kiss 11 and I'm just going to put them on off camera real fast. I also use the Duo glue that you can get at Walgreens, I think. Yeah. So I'm just going to put them on off camera. But I will link you guys once again to the video where I show how I put them on if you don't know. So yeah. Okay, so now I have my lashes all on and I already put on some mascara before I put on my lashes, but I always put on some after too just so I can like really stick my lashes with my fake lashes. So I use the Maybelline Volume Rocket Waterproof Mascara. It looks like that. And I've been using this mascara for like years now and I haven't found one I like more, so after I put on my fake lashes, I'll kind of just brush them both together. And then when it's still wet, I will take some tweezers like this and I will just push them together. So it looks more natural. Like you can almost not really tell that I'm wearing fake lashes because they just like totally mesh into my real ones. Okay, so now I have the mascara on both of my eyes done and I'm finally going to move on to lips. So once again for lips, there's one product that's not super cheap. It's not super crazy expensive. I just cannot do my lips without Kat Von D liquid lipstick. I just can't do it. So I am going to use Kat Von D liquid lipstick. We're going to see how this goes because I tried, like I really did try. I really did try to use just like drugstore liquid lip on my lips. For the lip liner, I'm going to use Auburn by NYX and it's just like a dark berry color. So then after you've lined your lips, then I go in with my Kat Von D liquid lipstick and I'm using Bow and Arrow. I tried to use the Jordana Sweet Cream Matte. I tried using the NYX one too. And I just like how, I guess, more expensive liquid lipsticks leave a more like crisp line on your lips just because I need my lips to look like sharp. So that's why I like using more expensive kinds. But if you're not super picky about your lips, the NYX and like any other drugstore kind would be totally fine too. Hey guys, so I was sitting down editing my makeup tutorial and I realized that when I was filming, I think I must have clicked record or stop recording when I meant to click record, and then I clicked stop recording. I don't even know what I did, but basically there's like a whole section missing that I'm just applying lip gloss in. So I just figured it's like pretty self-explanatory. I just put lip gloss over my lips and I use the NYX, what is it called? Clear Transparent. So yeah, just basic like NYX lip gloss. And I just put it over my lips. And then you're about to see, because the only clip I got of my finished look is me like thinking I'm turning off the camera when I'm turning it on, so it's like me awkwardly like just being awkward. So that's like the only part I have where you see the finished look, so I'll insert some photos. But yeah, you're about to see a really awkward clip of me with my finished makeup. That's all I have, so yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to come on here and say that really fast, and that I hope you enjoyed the video because my outro was also deleted. So yeah.